developer. Here I have a connection with the database called C1 and I'm connected as the user HR through this connection. I'm going to pull up the employees table. The employees table has information about employees such as the ID of the employee, the employee's first name and last name, the email address of the employee, the phone number of the employee, the date the employee was hired, their job ID, the salary they earn, the commission percentage if they receive a commission, the manager's ID, and the department ID that they belong to. Now, in the earlier tutorials, I began the discussion of the where clause, where I introduced you to the use of the where clause in the restriction of data from a table. In part 7, I discussed the use of the between and operator and the in operator. In this tutorial, I will show you some more operators that can be used in the where clause. The operators that will be discussed are the like operator and the is null operator. I'm now going to the SQL worksheet window. The like operator is used when you are looking for a pattern in a column. Let's say you want to find the details of employees whose first name begins with the letter S. Here, I'm not looking for an exact match. What I'm looking for is a pattern. The pattern is that the first letter or character had to be the letter S, and this could be followed by any number of characters and any sequence of characters. The like operator is used when you are searching for such a pattern. The like operator is used with certain symbols. The symbols are the % and the underscore. The % sign is used to represent 0 or more characters. The underscore is used to represent a single character. Now, if I had to write a query to display the details of employees having I as the second letter in their first name, I would have to create a pattern. The pattern would be that the first letter could be any character. So I'm going to use an underscore. The second letter had to be the letter I. So I'm typing the letter I. And then this could be followed by 0 or more characters. And I'm using the % sign to represent 0 or more characters. Now what I just wrote on the SQL worksheet window is what we call as a pattern. A pattern is created using the symbols % or underscore as well as certain characters such as alphabetic characters or numeric characters depending on what you actually know. Now, a pattern like this is written when you are actually writing a query. Now, let's say I want to retrieve the details of employees who have in their first name the letter I as the second letter. To do this, I would write a query to retrieve all the details, select star from employees, where the column for comparison is the first name column, and then because I'm looking for a pattern, I'm using the like operator. Now when you're writing the pattern, you have to enclose the pattern in single quotes. I said that the first character could be any character. This was followed by the letter I, followed by 0 or more characters, and I'm using the % sign for representing 0 or more characters. I'm now going to execute the statement, and the output has been retrieved. A total of 13 rows were retrieved, and if you notice the first names, all the first names have as the second letter the letter I. Observe that for this particular row where the first name is key, I was followed by nothing. That's because the % sign can also represent 0 characters. In a person's name such as Lisa, I was followed by 2 characters. In the person's name Lindsay, I was followed by 5 characters. Okay, so the characters that can be included in the pattern are your underscore and the % sign. Now the next operator that I'm going to discuss in this tutorial is the is operator. The is operator is used whenever you are comparing a column with a null value. A null value is an unknown or an unavailable value. I'm taking you back to the employees table and I'm going to pull up the data from that table. I'm going to now scroll and show you the contents of a column called commission %. Now the commission % column, if you observe, has got a number of null values, some of the values are not null. And if you look at the job IDs, the not null values are for all those jobs where or for all those employees whose job ID was SA_man, which stands for salesman. I'm now going to take you to another column, which is the department ID column. I'm going to scroll through this output. Observe that one of the employees have as their department ID value a null value. If I scroll horizontally, I can see the name of that employee. The employee whose department ID is unknown at this time is Kimberly Grant. Now I'm going to come back to the SQL worksheet window. I'm clearing my current SQL statement as well as the query result, and I'm going to write a query to retrieve the first name, last name, and department ID from the employees table for the employee whose department ID was null. So the column for comparison is department ID, and because I'm comparing it with a null value, I'm using the is operator, and the value being compared is null. Please remember, do not use the equal to operator when you're comparing a column with a null value. I'm executing the statement, and here is the row where the first name and the last name is Kimberly Grant. In this tutorial, I discussed the use of the where clause